Rubens Barrichello, a loyal friend, a very good racing driver, terrific family man, and just a generally nice bloke.
Hugely talented, hugely passionate, sometimes challenging.
He is a hugely fascinating, nice person.
Even though he's very experienced and arguably towards the end of his career, the fire is burning bright inside.
I'm very honored to be racing Spa on my 300th, the track that gave me my first pole position, and it was such a feeling because it was on a Friday qualify. Last minute, slick, so wet, slick or wet, get on slicks, and I put the car on pole in that lap, and then I just prayed for a wet qualify on Saturday, which happened. It was fully wet, and I never even went out, so it was a great feeling.
And just standing here, how difficult is it to keep the emotion at bay this weekend?
I mean, luckily, I think the experience has taught me a lot, and I'm not embarrassed to say I am an emotional person, and I am a born crier in a way, but I cry for good things, not for bad things. And whenever I close my visor and I'm on the racing track this weekend, it's all about winning.
Obviously, you've had so many highlights, including last year, but there have been some difficult moments in your career. And when you were a relatively young driver, you lost your mentor. Just explain what that was like.
Well, it was a double tough moment because, first of all, I had crashed myself, and had a broken nose. I had a broken memory. I had a broken heart in a way because, you know, it was the very first funeral I've ever went, and it was very hard to believe that Ayrton was actually inside of that thing beside me. So mentally it was very tough, and it was definitely a tough moment, but the one that I think that teach me everything that I know and teach me how to overcome difficulties, and that's why I'm here right now.
Do you have a favourite memory in your Formula One career? Not necessarily a race win, but something which stands out that you think, this is why I do it?
Well, I have every day in Formula One. It's a day that it's the reason why I keep on going. But Hockenheim, it's what stands out for me.
You are watching a sensational drive being completed with Rubens Barrichello from Sao Paulo, Brazil, winning for Ferrari, and he's done it! Superb!
I was watching the other day, and it really made me smile again. It made me cry again because it was such an emotion going through, and my father had to sell that little Fiat we had one day for me to get racing in the go-kart and so on. That's the reason why I cry on the podium on that day, and it just for me, I think Hockenheim stands out.
Do you ever get to a point when you look back and think, well, if I could change anything in my career, I might not have gone to Ferrari, I might not have been sitting alongside Michael Schumacher? Is there anything you would change?
No, there's nothing I would have changed in a way, because it was a big challenge to race a world champion, to race one of the best, and although it wasn't written on the contract and so on, I had to be not what I wanted to be. And I've always thought, yes, I can deal with it because I will be always better. I will be a pin for them in a way that I'm going to work for my wins. And I think my 9 wins there, I can be proud of. And I was still thinking that I could beat Michael, even though the situation was a bit strange. And I don't have enemies. I just made friends, and I had a wonderful time there as well. And so I wouldn't go back and change, no.
Just finally, Formula One at the moment seems to have a kind of revolving door. You see young drivers popping in, and then you don't know if they're ever going to come back the following year. What advice would you give to these young drivers?
You gotta smile. You gotta smile. It's smile to problems. You gotta believe in yourself, and the most important thing that Formula One sometimes tend to make you forget why you're doing this, because you love, and you deserve to be here. So that's the reason why I think I have such a long career, and hopefully still a very long one.